Tokyo, the atmosphere shifts. The winds howl. The sky darkens. People stop in their tracks looking up in horror. A massive gate has appeared out of nowhere. Meanwhile, three men discuss the unusual gathering of all the major guilds. The fact that Japan has called every guild master together is no small matter. Something serious must be happening. Their conversation halts when they notice Sugimoto, the newly appointed guildmaster of the Short Sword Guild, arriving with a force of powerful S-rank hunters. The men resume their discussion, recalling how Japan lost 7 S-rank hunters, including Goto Ryuji, during the last Jeju Island raid. Rumors are spreading that Matsumoto is at the end of his rope. They remark that Japan's top guilds once had complete control over all the best hunters, so seeing them struggle for once is somewhat satisfying. As far as they're concerned, the Short Sword Guild is finished. While discussing their own ambitions, they claim that if they put in the effort, they could become Japan's strongest guild. However, Sugimoto suddenly stops and glances in their direction. His piercing gaze is enough to silence them, and they promptly make their exit. Minoru smirks, remarking that those men were never this arrogant when Goto was alive. Opportunistic rats. Kanai then brings up the planned merger between the Black Hole Guild and the Snowy Mountains Guild. Once combined, their number of S-rank hunters will be 4, the same as their own. Sugimoto scoffs at the idea, questioning whether they truly believe merging will make them Japan's top guild. To him, it's absurd. What difference does it make if they're all weak and lack real strength? Suddenly, a man slams his hand on the table in frustration. He demands to know why the Hunters Association has yet to respond to the S-rank gate that has appeared in the heart of Tokyo. He anxiously asks what will happen if a dungeon break occurs. Matsumoto responds, explaining that no S-rank hunter in Japan is capable of handling an S-rank dungeon alone, unless they bring in a national-level hunter. Another man chimes in, telling Chong Li not to ask such an obvious question. With all the guild masters gathered here, the answer should already be clear. If they had paid attention to the Jeju Island raid, they'd know exactly what to expect. Someone else asks if any plans have been made and whether hiring Thomas Andre is an option. However, another scoffs at the suggestion, pointing out that Japan no longer has the resources to afford someone like Thomas. Chong Li wonders aloud just how many hunters in the world would even be willing to take on an S-rank dungeon. It's then that Sugimoto speaks up. He states that there is one hunter who will step in, for the right price. The barrier expert, Yuri Orlov. We're considering hiring him. Hit that follow button.